Welcome to another episode of Gear Dump. This episode is going to be about sleepwear, a little bit of camp comfort, and shelter. So obviously I'm going to start with this military three-piece, I guess you could say four-piece sleep system. These are pretty common, or you can find them very easily, but you have several layers. You've got the black bag. Pull that out. You've got the black bag. If you're searching eBay or Amazon for the sleep system, search military modular sleep system. The one layer is the bag. Another layer is the green bag, and then your third layer is going to be your bivy. Now that bivy is supposed to be waterproof, and so what you're going to do is you're going to use the bag for the green bag for moderate to low temperatures. Then if it gets really cold, you're going to slip on your black bag over your green bag, and then your bivy over the two of those, and between the three it's supposed to be a pretty good system. But that way, you can kind of build it up as thick as you need it. And I've used these in, I believe it was 36 degrees, somewhere around there, and it was pretty comfortable. My face was freezing off, but the bag was comfortable. It kept you pretty warm. Anyway, that's the three-piece, four with the compression sack, three-piece modular military system. The other sleeping bag that I've used a lot more is this Condor. Obviously, I've purchased a lot of my gear a long time ago, and these videos I'm going through stuff I've purchased in the past and don't have the information on anymore. But this Condor is really warm, and it's a really good little setup. I've used it a lot, even in cold weather. And what's cool is up at the top you have this mesh part, so if you're sleeping outside you can go ahead and zip yourself up completely, be able to breathe and keep the bugs out. If I remember correctly, I think this was a 40-degree bag, and personally I think it does better than that. It's got a really soft inside lining and a decent compression sack. But that is the Condor sleeping bag. As far as pillows go, this is just an old cheap pillow. I probably picked it up at a garage sale or something. I don't even remember, it's been so long. But just a cotton pillow. It's small, and that's what I used camping for years. Recently I purchased the Eno Pro Pillow. That's Eagle's Nest Outfitters. It's very similar in size to the pillow I was using, but it's really pretty comfortable. It can be a little lumpy, so you've got to kind of work with it, but I've slept on it a number of nights and it's pretty comfortable. It's got a real soft side, or kind of a sheet feeling side, and that'll run you about $24. Another part of my sleep gear is what we're filming on, this military wet weather poncho liner, and that's made out of 100% nylon, and it's pretty comfortable to use as just a light blanket. And for cold weather, I've just got a wool blanket. My mom actually made that for me with a lot of wool scraps that she was given, and so I've got a wool blanket for cold weather. This is my Ozark Trail self-inflating sleeping pad. I believe these run $40 at Walmart, and they're decent. They're not great. I don't know that I would buy one again if something happened to this one, but it seemed to work okay. But even though a sleeping pad is bulky, it's going to really help you sleep a lot better and make you enjoy your time more. Another pad is this material, which I don't carry for a pad, but this is basically bubble wrap with Mylar on both sides. And if you're camping in extreme cold weather, this is going to be an excellent barrier between yourself and the ground, or if you're sleeping in a hammock, yourself and the hammock, because between the ground, or if you're in a hammock and you get a lot of air flowing under you, that's going to create conduction, and you'll get extremely cold on your backside, and that'll pretty much stop that. As far as hammocks go, I have the Eagle's Nest Outfitters, or Eno, double nest hammock, and I'm sure many of you have seen those reviewed, and they're pretty comfortable. In the summertime, I would prefer to have a single person hammock instead of a double person, because when you're in the double person, if you don't have two people, the sides of it come up real high around you and kind of block the breeze out. So if I were to purchase another one, I would get a single. The other hammock I have, and I've not tried this one out yet, is the Equip mosquito hammock. This is a product from Walmart, and this will run you $40. The Eno hammock will be about $60. This is obviously a mosquito hammock, and it's $40. It'll hold 300 pounds, obviously, because it's a mosquito hammock. It's got the mosquito netting zipped around it. I tried to look up a few reviews on it, but there were none that were very extensive, so if I end up using that very much, I'll go ahead and do a review on it. Alright, I want to show you my shelter kit. This is what I carried in my bug out bag. This was everything I had as far as shelter goes. It's in one of these old military butt packs with a cinch strap in it. Inside that, per recommendation by really Big Monkey 1, I bought some of those bungee cords and put the material around them to kind of help protect from fraying the bungee if you're hanging stuff to trees. But I got a huge pack of bungees here. They don't weigh very much, so it's not difficult to carry, and they're going to help you setting up a tarp or strapping your bag to a tree. This is my ridgeline. I've got a video specifically on this, and this was my way of setting up a ridgeline as fast as possible and getting a lot of tension on it. I've not seen it done before the way that I've hooked this up, and I think it's a really quick, effective system. So please look up that video. Another thing is, if you don't want to pay, I don't know how much for hammock straps to go around trees, I just take paracord and every 4, 5, 6 inches tie a loop in it, and that way you have about a 5 or 6 foot piece of paracord with loops every 5, 6 inches, and you can wrap that around your tree and hook your hammock pretty much anywhere you want to, and that way you're not having to cinch things up or make new loops or something. Inside this kit, I've got a marine Marpat tarp, and these all have buttons on them to where you can clip them together and make a larger tarp. But I think they're about 6 foot by 7 foot, or 7 foot by 7 foot, and they're really an excellent tarp if you can pick one up. And I picked up a number of used ones and used the worst ones to patch the better ones, and they work really well, and they're pretty compact. Bungees, tarp clips. Also in there is this really small mesh hammock, which was a $5 Chinese purchase. Simply, if I'm setting up camp in a really rough or brushy area, or I don't have a lot of dry ground or a lot of area in my tent or in my hammock, I'm going to throw this up and set my gear inside this hammock. So that hammock's specifically for gear. My tent stakes already set up with rope attached to them and carabiner figure 9s by Night Eyes. That way Just unloop it real fast, hammer it in the ground, and hook my carabiner figure 9 on the tarp and just pull it tight and it's done. And then basically I've got a bunch of extra paracord. So that's my shelter kit for my bug out bag. Inside this military butt pack is my AquaQuest King camo. This AquaQuest, I can't remember the size, I'll throw it up on the screen right here, but it is 100% waterproof, abrasion resistant. It's 70D nylon or coated nylon. All the seams are heat taped, and the corners have pockets for poles to put poles in. There's 18 reinforced webbing tie loops on the edges of it. As you can see there, there's all the heavy-duty loops. All the edges, everything is really made and put together well on that AquaQuest. And it's large tarp, which gives you not only cover for a hammock, but also enough cover to have a pretty decent sized camp area that's out of the rain. The tent that I've carried recently is a one-man Miltech tent, and I've done a video on it. It's not a review, it's just a video to tell more about it. So I'm not going to spend any time on that here. If you want to check that out, go back into my other videos and look up the Miltech one-man tent. For summertime, I have this Iguana pop-up bed tent, or pop-up net tent, excuse me. And finally, to conclude the section, I've got this small miniature fold-up chair. You can pick these up on eBay for about $17 to $25, and there is a name brand of them. I don't know what that is. I know they're extremely expensive, so I bought this off-brand. I think they hold up to 300 pounds or 320 pounds. Pretty nice to be able to actually have a chair to sit in when you're camping and not on the ground or on a log or something. That concludes it for this gear dump. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.